Feminism is a philosophy. Are we together? You cannot put a gun to a terrorist and think you have finished terrorism. Terrorism is a philosophy. It's a warped philosophy. The whole gay, lesbian movement is a warped philosophy. Are we together? Yeah. So our tools are for smashing warped philosophies. I hope you're learning something. Jesus is building his church on this revelation that he's the Son of the living God. What are keys? Keys, we were told last night, they symbolize authority and ruling power. So Jesus has given the keys of governmental authority in his kingdom to the church. No power of hell can stop the advancing church that Jesus is building. None. And so what we must do is align ourselves. Aligning ourselves. I'm almost there. And in the days of these kings of God, the kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. That was in Daniel. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. In 1 year, we've set up churches with COVID. In 1 year, we've set up companies in new countries. In 1 year. Why? I go by this power of the living stone. I'm angry with the devil. And I realize that the one thing we have missed out on, I'm so excited about this sensitization that Inuka leadership is bringing to us, because this is key to what God's agenda is. Listen, child of God, I realized excitement does not sort out problems. This is serious business. Training is going to cause pain. Training is going to cause our muscles to ache. Training is going to cause headaches and back pains, and it's going to, listen, last night I was discussing with Pastor Percy, and last night I went home. I left here. I was tired. I don't know the last time I had a day off. We don't have time. And I was on calls. I was on calls with the US market. I was on calls over here. I'm coming to minister to you in the morning. Am I looking fresh? Yes. I cannot say because I preached on a Sunday morning, I'm taking Monday off. I don't have that luxury. If I'm not rebuking anybody who does, but I'm telling you, I want you to take out a calculator for me. I want to show you something. Show me how many days of vacation Jesus had. He said, my meat is to do the work. That is a sweet rebuke. I hope you've received it in Jesus' name. Because I had to receive it at some point. I cannot say because I preached Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm taking 4 days off in Mombasa. I don't have time. Now, does that mean you don't rest, servants of God? You have to rest. You have to be wise. You have to take care of this body. But what I'm trying to tell you is there's an urgency. A Sunday to Sunday church will not work for this work. A church that only meets once a week is in trouble. On Monday, there should be a coaching session. On Tuesday, there should be a training session. On Wednesday, you need to sweat the asset.
Yes.
The politicians should be there being trained. The children's church should be there training children, diet, language, everything. Something should be happening every day. Every day of the week, we don't have time. In 3.5 years, Jesus did what some of us as preachers do in 25 years. If you don't believe me, take a calculator and calculate 3.5 years of his life without a day off. And calculate how many sermons I have preached in the last 1 year. When that hit me in the hospital bed, I just decided I'm not waiting to be invited for a conference. I'll create my own personal conference. I'll call it Rema Feast. And I'll keep preaching. And I'll keep training. I don't have time. We are one person away from missing training to be a president. One person away missing training to be a governor. One person away missing training to be the most amazing legislative mind in the nation. We don't have time. We don't have time. I don't have time to vacate. I don't have. So Pastor Pastor is telling me, even him, he was out. He was doing emails until midnight. People are working 18-hour work days. What you go into the world, when you find out it's not fair, is because, ladies and gentlemen, I find people who do 18, 19-hour work days. You work for 7 hours. I've employed you before. Don't look at me like that with that tone of voice. I've employed Christians. We are not serious. We are not serious. 8, lunch break is taken, 4:59. Cutting out. We're not serious. We're not serious. The Bible tells me in Proverbs chapter 3, don't let mercy and truth forsake you. There's a way you don't let mercy and truth forsake you. It means there's a formula to ensure mercy and truth don't forsake you. Because therein is where we find favor with God. Jesus grew. There are some things that grow like living stones. Jesus grew in favor with God and with man. He grew in favor, in wisdom, and in stature. Status is a thing that grows. And ladies and gentlemen, I came to tell you, there has to be deliberate activation and deliberate movement towards your promise. I'm 46 years old. I don't have much more time to have good energy. Probably another 10 years of serious energy left in me. Am I talking to somebody? So I don't have time. In my church, there's only one pulpit. I'm the only one who can preach in it. One of my pastors came and said, Pastor, I have something. I said, okay, take a Tuesday. Why do you want my Sunday? Do something. What are you gifted with? Create your own show. Build your... Listen, you don't have time. You don't have time to wait for your daddy to die. He might be like Queen Elizabeth. Oh my God. Get the blessing of your father to do your own thing. Am I talking to somebody? Go imagine what it can be, because we don't have time. 18, 19-hour work days. People are coming with brilliant ideas. You've brought your material for me to lay hands on. The only thing your boss gets is an oily proposal. Anointed. It doesn't come just because I put oil on it. The skill has to be there. Did I think about how the things are following one another? Is this presentation making sense? Is it summarized the way the king likes it summarized? Is my boss going to be pleased with this thing? Promotion doesn't come from the east or from the west. God will open a door. But ladies and gentlemen, you have to step into the door and you have to deliver what that position requires. Otherwise, you'll be fired. Oh, yeah. Am I doing okay? If it's going to break in pieces, we have to be the best. Joy has to be celebrated, but she also has to deliver. Oh my God. I can't just come and preach my topic. My message has to make sense. I'm talking to a serious generation. I have to look at my introduction, my body, my conclusion. What's the application of my message? I'm talking to a brilliant generation. I don't want to lose them to a philosopher out there who is luring them with some sweet words that I can't compete with. So I have to sharpen myself. I'm constantly on the edge of being sharpened. I'm constantly checking whether my fashion is in tune. Yes, I have to be with the times. I cannot come wearing a bulletproof tie and expect to be listened to by that generation that is on thin tie. Am I talking to somebody? The way I present myself, I will be addressed the way I'm dressed. And so my substance today is to help you understand it's dog eat dog out there. They are waiting to eat you like crazy. And sisters, they are waiting for you. There are some bad boys out there. Bad boys. And they are well dressed. And they'll open the door for you. And they'll do all the things that your church guy is not doing. My brothers, we have to wake up. We have to learn how a lady should be treated. Oh my God. The church has to change from being a cathedral to being a campus. The deacon has to re-image himself from being a deacon and to become a trainer. Oh my God. Whew. He has to become a dean. Why? Because in this time we're living in, the last time I said that, somebody said, no, the church has always got to be the church. I'm not attacking the systems of the church. The church will always be the church. I'm simply trying to say that it is critical that we understand what season we are in. Yes. Evangelism will continue, but we must gather for a reason. And after you've been brought, I must train you. And training is painful. That's why you're all sitting here in this heat, listening to me talk for 2 hours. This is training. It looks like this. It feels like this. It's not to excite you, it's to give you truths, whether you like them or not. Manu Chandaria is not waiting to give you his industry like this. That it take because you prayed, my friend. He's not waiting. The church is the most powerful institution on the face of the earth. So, I won't do this now because of time. But how do we influence those 7 mountains? You can take that picture. By prayer. This is where I'll go in the evening. We take it by prayer. Hi. We take it by deliberate advancement. Richard, it means I must see you progress in the next 6 months I meet you. It's deliberate. I cannot find you in the same place. Oh my God. Your language must be improving every time. Deliberate. You see, the 2 Timothy, I believe 3:15, or is it 2:15, says that study to show yourself approved unto God. Take yourself to God to be sharpened. A workman that need not be ashamed. To God, not to men. God, how is this presentation? Change here. Study this. This is not what I meant here. Receive revelation here. I must become better and better. The next time I meet Nat, I must be better than he found me last year. It's deliberate. It's deliberate. I must ask myself, has my language improved? Who am I hanging out with? Who am I presenting myself to training? Or I just want to attend those prophetic conferences where I'm told what my name is and when I was born, as if I don't know. You know what's funny? Can I be blunt? How did those moves help you? Those guys have been around for a while. How has your life changed? You knowing that the job will come in 4 weeks and you trusting God for his word will not change your life. You trust God for his word, that's what will change your life. Not somebody telling you where you were last night and then manipulating your mind like Simon the sorcerer in Acts chapter 8. No, that's not where, that thing will not help us. Are there prophets in the kingdom? Yes. Has the office been played with? Yes. Is God calling us into a place of discernment? Yes. This thing is won by serious prayer. Esther said, if I die, I die. This is what she prayed. If I perish, I perish. Advancement. Days of John the Baptist. The kingdom of God has suffered violence. We take this thing by force. The conquest by faith. I believe in my faith. Najib Balala, our cabinet secretary of tourism, he was standing, when he was a foreign minister, he was standing at the airport waiting for a delegation to arrive for when our president was being inaugurated. But it was a Friday when those guests were arriving. And he was wearing his white outfit and holding his thing, his prayer beans. And he was first a Muslim before he was a cabinet secretary. What's our language? What's our diet? What's our culture? Isn't it sad? Isn't it sad, Sandy, that I can go and see a person passing there and tell you that's a Muslim, that one. And I can go somewhere and tell you that's a Hindu. But I cannot point and say that's a Christian. We don't have a culture. We don't have a language. We have to be told to celebrate one another because it's not in our culture. What's our training? What's our inclination? This thing is deliberate. Hooking people up. I set up a meeting on this Monday. It's on my Facebook page. I've brought in investors from all over the world. People have been telling me for the last year and a half after COVID started, I've been doing what we call a Business Monday. And in that Business Monday, I realized the problem people keep telling me is capital. So I brought investors from America, from the UK. They are here in Kenya flying in to come and find out, then show me this business, I invest in it. They are coming. I put out the registration. I charge people $100, not for me, I'm not making a single penny. But those things cost money. I can't teach you and also pay for you. So I put it out there. Please hear me. I put it out there. I said to people, come Some of these people have invested in my business. I know who they are. They'll take good care of you. Some of them are faith investors, meaning they are Christian investors. They move by values. I checked the list of the people who've registered. Mohammed, Hassan, no Christians. Patel, Ibrahim. But if I call a church meeting, deliverance session, delivered from scorpions, delivered from snails, delivered from... You'll be there. I'm rebuking you. Please receive that rebuke in love. What do you want? That a door has been opened to you, an effectual door has been opened to you for you to come and take advantage of. For your advancement, it's deliberate. So what happens? Gatekeepers who open these doors get frustrated. Because the people they're opening for don't show up. And the people who will torment those people come and get the money. And they employ the person who is sitting at the conference who had first-hand information. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. The first people to send me sponsorship messages were Christians. Please sponsor me for this one. I'm not sponsoring you. Go pay $100 and go show up and get investors. I'm not sponsoring you. This is not the season. It's conquest by planning. For building, the buildings we're coming up with, we've sat with people, architects, QSs, 17 floors up, 3 basements down, other buildings are coming up. We sit there, the Indians asking questions, we're asking questions. It's deliberate. Nothing is just going to happen, children of God. I beg you, I'm pleading with you. If the door has been opened for Esther, and Esther does not do what she's supposed to do, a whole nation can die. Today I'm speaking here, you introduced me as a gatekeeper. I'm telling you the frustrations of a gatekeeper. Is when they call those who are supposed, even Jesus was frustrated because he said he had a party, a feast, and those he was intending to come for the feast did not come. God forbid that you don't appear in the time of your rising. The Bible says, woe unto us when the time of birth has come and you have no strength to deliver. I'm going to pause here. I'll continue. God bless.